Another cool sci-fi product review, and today I'm coming at you guys from a new location because my other location is being used and occupied by books, so I'm using my hobby table for now. And today I actually got something really cool that I'm super happy I found, because I've been looking for one of these for a long time and I didn't want to pay $70 for one. Today I have the Playmates Next Generation Tricorder, and it still had its box, which was a huge surprise to me. Found this in a local comic book store, and it's definitely been a prop I've been looking for a long time. Next Generation is not my favorite series at all, but I really like the tricorders, and so I just always wanted one. And anyway, I found one here, and first thing I'll say is the box is a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. I actually thought it was going to be a pretty big box. It's tiny. And there's my hand over it. It's a really small box. Not that that matters. It just seems more right. Anyways, it's got a picture of the tricorder here in your hand, and lights up and everything. And there's a little hole in here for a Try Me Center collector's edition. I don't know if that really matters at all, or if they're just putting that on there. And it's got you know, tricorder on the side, tricorder on the top. This shows you all the stuff that it does. It's got a belt clip, which we will get to in a moment, and tells you all the features that it does, and yeah, so that's basically it. Shows you the other products you can also buy. I think next thing I'd have to get would be the phaser. So here's the tricorder. Comes in a dark gray instead of the kind of purplish color it's shown on the box. It's really, I think it's pretty accurately sized. It runs on 2 AA batteries, and as I mentioned before, it has a belt clip on it here. And I'll talk about that first, I guess. Here's the belt clip, and I didn't know this, but it sticks in the back here. And it's actually on here so tight that I couldn't actually lift this up to actually use it as a belt clip. I was going to cut it off because I wanted it like this. What I found is I actually screwed it on with 2 screws. So what's easy enough to do is you take out the battery compartment and you grab your screwdriver and undo, here we go, undo these 2 screws here, not these 2. You don't need to undo these 2. These 2 here are for the hinges here. So you undo these 2, carefully take it apart, because right behind here is a speaker, right? And there's a bunch of wires in here. Gently pull it apart. Watch out for wires, because you don't want to rip any of them out. After you do that, it'll come in a separate piece, and you can just unscrew these 2 really easy. The clip comes right off, and then just put the screws back in here, and then what I've done is I've just thrown it back in the box. So there we go. So everything's still intact. Like I said, it runs on 2 AA batteries. There's a if you're having a problem with the screen and it's not coming on, there's a switch right here that turns the light on and off, and basically turns it out of Try Me mode. So put these in here, and there it is. Put the belt clip, or put the battery cover back on. One thing I don't like about the battery cover is it's got these arrows here and here, which is actually kind of weird, but usually with battery covers you can just push it off, but these ones actually work. It's kind of weird, but I think I'll just sand those off and leave these lines on there because they look okay. I don't like the arrows though. But anyways, it looks pretty cool, I think, with just these 2 holes in here. I tried putting the screws back in here, topwards, so it would look, it'd look a little cooler. Doesn't work. Anyways, go to the top of the tricorder. It's got this thingy. It's got green lights, red lights, and bits of yellow here. These I think are supposed to be white instead of yellow, and this outline here is supposed to be painted black. So that's something I'm going to do fairly shortly. Paint that black. I'll probably paint this silver and then glazed white over it to give it an interesting effect. And then, because this is supposed to be clear, you can buy kits for this, but they're very expensive. And anyways, here's the on switch. Just flick it on like that. So then you flip it open. There, it lights up. It's actually picking up a lot brighter on my camera here. And then you've got all the stickers, you know, the power button, which is below the power button. Whatever the heck all of those are. These light up here, and the screen lights up. These are the buttons down here. Geo, Met, and Bio. And this, I think, is supposed to be a scrolling wheel. And there's nothing down here that works or functions. This is just a hollow piece of plastic. But I'll get to the sounds, I guess, so do the first one. So, yeah, you may guess the Geo is probably the coolest sound out of all of them. It's just when that thing lights up there. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I really like this thing. But for a final rating, I think I would only give it about a 7.5 because it doesn't do a heck of a lot, you know, compared to Diamond Select, and especially compared to the other tricorder that Playmates made for the Star Trek 11 movie. They're kind of lacking, in my opinion, on what their function of tricorders can do. But I still really like it, and I give it full props for being a pretty cool replica. And I think it's pretty, you know, show accurate as far as scale and everything goes. But I do wish it would do more, and I know that there are a lot of people out there who are mechanically inclined, that they can take this thing apart and make it light up and do oh, excuse me, really cool things. I'm not one of those people that can do that yet. I don't have any training in that field. So if you're wanting to get this thing on eBay, you can be prepared to buy it for quite a bit of money. You know, you're looking at $50 and upwards. I paid $40 for this one. I got a deal on it. And if you're wanting just a tricorder, as say just a prop for a costume or anything, I can't remember what it's called, New Moon Props, I think is their website. Anyways, they make a bunch of resin cast props, like insignia badges and pins and things like that. And they make tricorders in this cast resin, and it's just basically a few pieces, and you can't light it up or anything, but I do believe it comes with decals, so you can paint it yourself and then fit it up yourself. If you're really wanting to go for a really good tricorder, like you're looking at paying a couple $100. EFX Collectibles makes tricorders from Deep Space Nine. Roddenberry.com make very exquisite stuff. Be expected to pay a lot from them. Roddenberry.com has a lot of their stuff on EntertainmentEarth.com right now. I've mentioned them a few times in the past, and but they give out really nice stuff. So it just depends on what you want in a tricorder. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that have websites and things like that, so if you had this particular tricorder, you could find out how to upgrade it. And I know that EFX also makes a tricorder holster for their tricorder, and it's a pretty good value. It's like $25 for this holster, and I think this would fit into it. But anyways, it's a good prop. I'm gonna give it a 7.5. Really glad I have this in my collection. It's a lot of fun. But anyways, this has been Rebels at Cloud9, signing out.